7.4 and 11.1 each motor, and we'll see what happens. Let's get into it, guys. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Greg here from Strike Airsoft. So as you will have seen, today we are looking at the T238 brushless motor. A lot of people are going brushless now. They're a lot more effective, higher rates of fire, less power draw from the batteries as well, so your batteries tend to last a little bit longer, and they're a bit more beefed up, so they're better for higher spring powers. They're like an all-in-one package, if you like. They've got more torque and more speed. This is 28k motor that I've been sent from T238, and we're going to be dropping it into this test bench with DMR build, but I've changed the spring back at the moment to M100, and we'll see what we get. The stock motor is already in there, and we'll be also comparing it against a T238 TPA high torque motor as well, just to see what differences we get and how well the T238 performs, and we'll see what rates of fire we get against 7.4 and 11.1. I'm not gonna show all of the changing over the motors and that, we'll just buzz through that, but you will see the chronographs, and then I'll annotate on the screen whether it's 7.4 or 11.1, and we'll go through it. So this is what the setup we're going to be using, guys, to test the motors. This is my chronograph setup that I've designed and 3D printed myself, and holds an Acetec AC5000 quite nicely. There is some old shirts underneath that top flap here, and I've not had any rounds come back out at me. I have sold 2 or 3 of these now, and I've not had any complaints come back either. Some of the ones I've sold, I have put little designs on for people and names and stuff like that people have wanted. So yeah, that's what we're going to be running it through, guys. Right then, guys, this is the stock motor with the 7.4 LiPo. So around 10 to 12 rounds a second. Flick over to the 11.1 quickly. This is with the 11.1. So around 17 rounds a second. Right, guys, this is the T238 TPA with 7.4. Around 12 rounds a second. This is on a 11.1. And that ammo there looks to be around 17. Right then, guys, onto the T238 28k brushless motor with 7.4. So the brushless motor then on 7.4 looks to be around 16 rounds a second. I'll have to double check that, but I think off the top of my head that was roughly the 11.1 on the XT. So we're just going to do the 11.1 now on the T238. So yeah, looks around 23 rounds a second on 11.1. And then, just because why not, because I've got it sat here and belongs in my Freya. It's an absolute beast. So we've got the Solink 35k brushless motor on 7.4. Sitting around 18-19 rounds a second. Now on 11.1. So yeah, that's the Solink 35k brushless motor sitting at what looks to be 28 rounds a second on 11.1, and that's what lives in my Freya, which if you've seen any of my gameplay, it's what I use predominantly. Right then, guys, that's the end of the testing. I'll chuck the numbers up in a little table on screen now if you want to pause it and have a quick look at that. And some people are going to say that it's like putting a Fiesta up against a Ferrari. I'm not saying this is the top end or the best out there, just in grand scheme of things of being your stock motor versus a brushless. Obviously those two would be more of a match compared to each other. Don't get me wrong, Fiesta will keep you going. It'll get you from A to B and it'll get you from game to game. Eventually something might go wrong with it, the brushes might burn out, stuff like that. Some motors, like some of the XT ones, I think you can replace the brushes on them. So if you have a brushed motor, then you can replace them. Obviously, one of the perks of brushless is you don't have to replace the brushes because they're not there, hint the term brushless. But like I say, if you would put these two against each other, the 28 TPA one from XT is always going to beat the stock one. It's going to have a higher, punchier torque as well. And yeah, and the quality of that and the build of that will be better than the stock motor. And then I'm not going to go on about build quality and stuff like that against the two. Like I say, brushless then, they are what they are. A lot of people are going to them. Like I said before, they're torquier, they're faster. Some of them you can adjust as well, so some of them are adjustable. So where this is a 28k, some of them, like I say, you can adjust, so you can take them from like 25k up to 35k and anywhere in between. And yeah, they're a lot better in my mind. A lot of people are going to them, but again, there's pros and cons. Like, as long as your gearbox is shimmed and your gears are shimmed and they're good quality gears, you're probably going to be all right with a good quality brushless motor. If you've got cheap gears spinning up at them speeds, you probably find that a brushless motor is going to ruin your gears. Talking of speed, spinning up at those speeds, you are possibly going to have to look at short stroking, adjusting tappet plate timing. I've had to do that with the Freya. Like I say, that's sitting on a 35k brushless motor, and I have had to trim the tappet plate. I have had to short stroke the gears. It's now sitting also with a 250% strength tappet plate spring to get it ripped forward as quick as it can. And yeah, it's firing an absolute dream at the moment. But yeah, so there's all these things that you have to consider. Like, if you're not going to get into that, then stick with your stock. If your stock goes, replace it with a like-for-like stock or a like-for-like aftermarket quality, so something like XT or many of the ones out there. Like, going from that to that is not going to make a huge difference, if any. Like I say, that will have punchier torque, so it will be better for higher strength springs. But in the grand scheme of things, they're going to, wear-wise, I would go with, they're going to be similar on your gears, to be totally honest with you. And you're not really going to have to do anything to go from the stock to an aftermarket motor. But going to something like a brushless, you are probably going to have to start looking at modifying the gearbox internals to make everything run smoother. So I just want to say thanks to Mike for sending me out this brushless motor from T238, and yeah, we'll get it into some game day footage and we'll see what it does, see how it goes. But thanks a lot guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and keep watching.